And now, for another man with a tube, a mildly crude fireside chat with Thomwald and Gromson. The plan.
So, Gromson, since you lost the bet, and I get to give you a lecture, I thought I'd make it a little more interesting.
Impossible.
I beg to differ. See, I've created a prop.
A tube. Oh, joy.
It's a bit more than a tube, Gromson, for God's sake.
Ah, yes. If there's one thing I love most in this world, Thomwald, it's a tube. Nay, the tube. Yes. Yes, there's nothing much better than sitting in a metal tube with a bunch of stinky, smelly humans who are all marching towards their inevitable death.
You're making it sound a lot more depressing than it probably is.
Oh, I've just come up with a much more interesting word for it. Hell's waiting room.
Oh. Aha!
Oh, dear God.
It's the map of personal enlightenment to negate involuntary solitude.
Thomwald, that still spells penis.
Whoops. My mistake.
I swear you're doing this on purpose.
Starting with Tristus Senes. That's where we are now.
What could you possibly mean by this?
Well, Gromson, as you can see, there are many fantastical creatures strewn about this place, representing different things in this room.
Right, so the living card is a reference to playing cards. The giant man painting another man is a reference to miniature painting. And the massive eye with tendrils, I mean, what even is that?
Looked cool. Got a bit carried away, really. I was going to represent your life as a turd with a grumpy face.
Yeah, I think I get the picture.
Well then, what do all these have in common?
They're all wastes of time.
Hobbies! Specifically my hobbies. Do you have any hobbies, Gromson?
Of course I've got hobbies. Drinking. No. I'll think of something.
The only things you can claim in this entire room is alcohol and chess.
What a refined gentleman.
It's bad for your mental health. We should start by getting you some hobbies, and then we'll move into the realm of Ren. Whatever that means.
Oh, here we go.
Now, Gromson, you can't seriously sit here and tell me you're not addicted to alcohol.
No, I can stop at any time I wish. I just don't wish to, ever.
Well, if you really could stop at any time you want, surely I could get rid of just a few of your Glen...
Touch my alcohol, I'll rip your balls off through your mouth! So I think something in my throat.
You sound like an addict, Gromson. I can stop whenever I want. Don't be so silly.
What are these?
Oh, those are fentanyl zombies.
Well, what's all the smoke around them?
Each of them has an e-cigarette.
An e-cigarette? What, are people smoking all sockets now?
Well, it's not quite... Oh, well, it's... Actually, we're quite on point.
Is this the Burger King?
Well, I think we're getting a little distracted here, don't you? We should move on to Republic... this is where we train your physical body.
My physical body? Really?
Yes, really.
Wow.
You can see in this perfectly accurate representation of the human condition, a man dying because he's too lazy and stupid to find his way out of the desert back to civilization. I believe in modern society we call this man a beta.
Tomwald, I think you're maybe forgetting...
And this man is strutting his way towards the nearest town over his dead body because he has curated the peak physical condition. And I believe we call him a Chad.
Thomwald, my left leg doesn't work!
I forgot about that. How about we walk? I mean move. No, wait. We make our way over to Afslag, the land of excuses.
The land of excuses?
Look, I expected you to give me a slightly less understandable excuse. If I'm being honest.
No, I'm sure you can apply that excuse to this environment. Go ahead.
Uh,
Fire away, Thomwald. I'm excited to hear your commentary on the matter.
So when you use excuses, like your leg being abolished,
Ah, yes.
it is simply an excuse to be lazy.
Oh, is it now?
It is a mere cope.
A what?
Don't worry, I have a definition written right here. A cope, or coping mechanism, is a psychological strategy whereby someone rejects a harsh truth and adopts a less disturbing belief instead. For example, I don't exercise because my leg is broken. Terrible example.
And how do we feel about what we've just said, huh, Thomwald? You feel a bit ableist?
Moving along, we reach Mahumbap. Yep.
Oh, the subtlety is killing me.
I figured by this point there's no real reason to be subtle. You need to connect with your boys better. It's only right.
Well, Thomwald, I'll be happy to if they just stopped being so difficult.
What's so difficult about it?
What's so difficult about them? They're completely throwing their lives in the bin.
How so?
Well, only 33% of my children actually have a job, and the other 2/3 are draining my bank account for their ridiculous idea. And is Tom really going anywhere?
What, so the fact that none of them went to university?
Yes! It makes everything far more stressful than it has to be.
But isn't it worth it for your kids? Isn't it worth the extra stress to see them happy? I know I insinuated that you didn't love your kids before, but it was the only way I thought you'd listen. You do love them, somewhere in there, but you just don't act like a loving father. If you just commit to being more present and more open, whilst being a guardian angel in the background, it will not only make their lives and experiences better, but it will make you a better person too. It's a win-win, really. And that brings us to...
Is that Arabic?
I genuinely have no idea what those symbols mean, Gromson. But this is where we want to end up. A happy little pair on a beach.
Are you done?
Nope! Debating into the sunset. Now I'm done.
Great. Amazing presentation. Well done. All of today has been truly sublime. However, if we do want to be happily debating for time immemorial, then allow me to make a rebuttal.
A what?
Yes. I've been keeping mental notes this entire time, and I intend to respond to every single point. Every diorama, every slide, every card, every fantastical place with poorly translated foreign text.
Well, we simply don't have the time. The boys will be arriving in 10 minutes.
That's all the time I need.
But we need to clean the kitchen.
Done.
Oh, well, what about the table?
Set.
And the meal? So surely it needs to be
Cooked. I've prepared this all earlier, Thomwald. This is happening whether you like it or not.
Oh.